Hello, loves. It's Sid and Millie back with another episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be chatting about one of the countries we've been to a few times over our relationship.
Facts.
And that country is England.
Yeah, facts, facts. So that's right. So today we'll be talking about England, England, a place we've been numerous times. I think three times total
Yep,
now.
three
So
times.
yeah, we've enjoyed most of our trips there. So we're gonna chat about it today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll
So
start doing
accent
that.
was perfect. So good. So good.
Thank
You
you.
can tell she's British. She's got it in her blood.
Got it in my
She's got it
blood.
in her blood. It's undeniable as well, and that's the nice thing about it. And it is that because she is actually British, a British descendant, right? She can do the accent however she feels quite right about it. And because England has colonized both of my parents' countries as well, and enacted grave amounts of terror on both of my parents' home countries, I feel quite inclined to use an English accent whenever I feel quite right as well.
And why not? We're not mocking it. It's not like we're mocking the accent. We're just
Nah.
doing the accent.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so let's get into it. So England. This was our first international trip together.
Yeah,
We
this
were not
was
even an official couple when we got to England. We
no.
became official on our first trip back
Yes,
in 2023. So yeah, England obviously has a special place in our hearts because of
yes,
that.
very
So
special place. Absolutely. Yeah, Millie and I. What was it like? 2 months into 3 months into dating,
yeah,
decided we were gonna. Well, he already had a trip planned. I mean,
yeah,
we could
yeah,
break it all down. He had a trip planned. We were dating. He
yeah,
was like, "Do you want to just come on a trip with me?" And I was like, why not?
yeah. Facts.
Why not? That's
Yeah,
basically how it
exactly.
was. I was like, I don't have any reason that would prevent me from doing something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And it was your first time leaving the United States
Yeah,
also.
it
So it
was
was your
my first
first,
time using my passport, my
right.
first time being in Europe, my
Yeah.
first time everything,
Hmm.
basically. And it's all thanks to this beautiful man right here.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Broadening
yeah,
the
huge,
horizons.
yes, absolutely. So
um,
huge trip for us, like
mhm.
super, super cool.
Facts.
Kind of, yeah, on a whim, went on a little couples trip. Our
Facts.
first big trip together. We had done a little
Look at
like
day
road
one. Look at
trip.
this. Look at this at day one. Out there in the streets of London.
Yes, I'm obsessed. Yes, we had done like a little close by. What was it? Like 3 hours. We went on a little trip
Hmm.
before, and then
Hmm.
yeah, this was our first big trip together. So kind
Facts.
of just like propelled us into our relationship and
Yeah.
led us down the path we're on now.
Exactly.
So
And
yeah,
yeah,
England
two young
really
couples out there, go ahead and hit that first international trip together. Take
genuinely.
that big trip because that sort of test will really let you know everything you need to know for
Yeah,
for your
no, it's so
partnership.
true. It's so true. I mean,
Um,
yeah, not to get off topic, but it's funny when I see the posts of people who are talking about the Louvre being the
yeah,
biggest relationship test, and I'm like, I think we could do it. I think we could do it.
easy, easy.
We've done a lot of things.
I
We've
mean, we've
gone through
walked
a
the streets of
lot of
Paris with our
things.
suitcases. I
No,
think the
that's true.
Louvre is gonna be all right.
Hours,
Yeah,
8 hours
yeah.
after a red eye flight. All right,
Exactly.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
getting
we're gonna
off
be fine.
topic.
We're gonna be fine. But anyway, yeah. So first international trip to England.
Yeah,
We were staying in like the Wembley Park area the first time, so literally like Wembley Stadium, you could see it from the window.
yeah,
It
literally
was pretty nearby. It was like a hotel kind of right near the train station, but again, Wembley was like right
right
there.
there. So walkable. Like you could
Yeah.
walk 2 steps to the train station, or
Yep.
you could walk 5 seconds down the road, basically, and you're in a fully human walking area, fully
Facts.
like little shops. It's like a little like outdoor mall kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
area.
Exactly.
Which was so cool. I mean, first
Hmm.
time we had really experienced something like that outside of outlet malls in the United
I know,
States.
right? Our like frame of reference before that was so
Oh, it's so
terrible.
bad.
But yeah, like the Wembley Park area is just so sick. Like every day we were there. Obviously we were there specifically to see United play, but like every other day that we were there, just walking around the stadium, going to the parks,
Yeah.
like the Box Park was
The
right
Box
there.
Park. We ate at Bread Ahead like every single
Yeah,
morning.
Bread
Their
Ahead
food
was
was so
phenomenal.
good. And we learned, because we have some coworkers in England as well. So we learned that Bread Ahead, basically, that's not normal for them to have like sit down breakfast. And I was like, no, we ate at Bread Ahead every morning in Wembley
Yep.
Park. And
Yep.
my coworker was like, that I've never heard of that before. So
Right, because
special
Bread
shout out to the Bread Ahead in Wembley
in
Park.
Wembley Park, right? Because the Bread Ahead that you would typically see at the Borough Market, for example, it's typically just their it's typically just like their baked goods and such like that. So
Yes.
so yeah, we did kind of hit the jackpot with the Wembley Park location
That-
because we got ourselves the English
The
breakfast.
full English,
English.
breakfast.
Yeah,
the
multiple
eggs
days.
Benny.
Yeah.
Yep, their orange juice. That was our first experience with
Of
like European orange
juice.
juice.
Man, inject it.
Genuinely,
my guy. Wow.
genuinely.
OJ
That-
over there just hits different.
It's different.
The color is different. It has that true vibrancy
Vibrant
that lets you know
orange.
that it is not from concentrate.
There's
It is actually from like an actual
Yes, and 9 times out of 10, you can see them making it. They have
Right.
the machine.
Yeah.
They'll put the oranges in it, and it'll squeeze it in front of your face.
Yep.
Which
Yeah, it's
not
just
something we
fantastic.
get.
Yeah,
in the
when
United States.
when we're overseas, we crush
Orange juice, orange juice, orange juice. Every
Um,
restaurant.
But the UK, like especially, they did a phenomenal job of that because even this most recent trip to the UK, we were
Yeah.
drinking a ton of orange
Ton
juice.
of
Whenever we
orange
could get some
juice.
fresh squeeze, we were like,
Yeah.
run me
Run
that.
that. Yes, every single time.
Yeah, and so how would you say like the food in England was? Like, yeah, I guess just generally the food.
I mean, I would say kind of like anywhere you have your hits and you have your misses.
Mhm.
I just found a knot in my hair and it's bothering me.
That's
So
okay. Do
pardon
what you
me as
gotta
I'm
do.
doing this. So, it definitely has places where we were like, I would come back here immediately. And then places where we were like, I will never set foot in this establishment ever again.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's
that's
a mix
fair.
of both because but I would say overall when we found the places that were good, like the food was phenomenal. I mean, we went to a Michelin star Indian restaurant that's in
that
the
place was
Wembley. I think that's
fire,
called
yeah.
Missalchi.
Missalchi, okay,
Um,
yeah, in Wembley Park, fire Indian
that
food.
food,
Some of the best Indian food I've
so
had,
good.
honestly.
Yeah.
And they're Michelin starred for good reason.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then in Box Park, there was a lot of like different food
That's
options as well. They had a
right.
lot of like different food vendors that kind of
Yeah,
were in
like a
that.
little food hall.
Yeah, exactly. Literally,
Yes.
just like a food hall. So
Yeah, that was super cool. That
Yeah.
food was really good. How did you feel about the food and everything?
I mean, we didn't necessarily get down into the nitty gritty, like the pie and mash type of traditional
true.
food. But I was a fan of the English breakfast, the full English breakfast. Obviously, I would never eat like blood pudding or whatever that add-on is.
Fair
but
enough.
but as far as like the beans and everything go, I mean, it's
Beans
fine,
on
right?
toast.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good solid breakfast.
It is.
Fills
hearty.
you up for the
It's
day.
hearty.
And I mean, we were walking
we
in
were
London,
walking.
so
we were walking
we
a
needed
lot.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of gets us into like our next thing about London is like the accessibility, like the infrastructure and how we were able to move around.
I know, yeah. I mean, their infrastructure is so good. I mean, they definitely don't have, we could complain about their biking infrastructure for sure, because that's super important to
Yeah.
us. Their biking
Yeah.
infrastructure
You
was
just-
not the best.
Biking infrastructure, if you have to bike with the cars in the same road, it's not biking infrastructure. You've just painted a sign of bikes on the road.
Yeah, which is what they do here.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah.
not safe.
Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy for me when we were biking in London and to turn around and see Sid with a double-decker bus less than 5 inches away from her back bike tire. It just wasn't it for me, honestly. I wanted to swing on the bus driver, on everyone on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I was not cool with that. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that was
mad
crazy.
dangerous.
That was our second time when we were in London. We went on a food
on a
tour,
food
and it was
tour.
a biking food tour. So we were like
Yeah.
following the food tourists, the food tour guide. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, we were the tourists.
Yeah.
And then like the other people in the group, and we were like rounding out the pack in the back. And
Yeah.
yeah, the bus being behind that was your final argument to get me to bike in the Netherlands. So
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason.
That's true. That's true. That was one of my many points.
Yeah. So, but
but
yeah, that was
but
terrifying.
outside
That
of
was
like
crazy.
maybe like biking around London, for example, like
Yeah.
like the train infrastructure though was pretty lit. We didn't get on any of like the double decker traditional buses,
No, we
but
didn't.
you see them everywhere, so you know that they're functional. You know
And-
that people are taking them to get around.
Yeah, and you know, like at a base level, they're nicer than what we think of as public transport with buses.
Definitely. But I mean, really, the most
Trains.
remarkable thing for us while we were in England was like the train infrastructure. I mean, we were based in London, but we were obviously in the Wembley area. We trained to like the Big Ben, like central London type area. But we also were going to Brighton. We went up to Manchester. We were able to really access multiple parts of the country due to the infrastructure of their trains that were able to get us around. So that was super lit.
Yeah, that was so lit. There were definitely a lot of really easily accessible train stations, a lot of really easily accessible like cities that we could go to outside of London.
Facts.
We didn't really have to worry too much about like, oh, the train's going to take 7 hours for us to get somewhere. You know, like we weren't,
right.
There were a lot of trains running. It was a very tight schedule. It was like their metro was really good.
Yep.
Yeah. So
they had both metros to get you around like London and the city area, but also like those regional trains and stuff that could get you to those other cities, which was, it was just so unbelievable.
Good.
Like
so
when we, because when we went up to Manchester, like that was the same day trip for us.
Yep.
We were staying in London, but we took the train a couple hours up to Manchester, spent the day, you know, at Old Trafford. Yeah, spent, you know, at the wharf area, all the things, and then we trained back to London. Like, you know, it was just
so easy.
So easy. So that was like a really cool part about it. That accessibility that allows you to kind of get around and see other places while you're there.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, even just the walking ability, being able to walk places and not have to get in a car when you're there,
right,
that is also really nice. It is, I mean, London's a big city.
It's a huge city. Huge.
Yeah, but
what'd you think of like the Big Benjamin and stuff? Look at Sid out there, Big Benjamin.
I know, Big Ben. Oh my gosh,
we did all London.
We
did all the traditional stuff. We saw the London Bridge.
Yeah, we went to the London Bridge, the Tower of London, or the London Tower.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep, that big old, what was it called? Like the castle.
I thought
isn't that the Tower of London? Yeah. It was like a big castle, small
castle.
Old castle. It's a castle. And then Buckingham Palace.
Right.
Which
special spot for us. Then what was the market?
We went to the Borough Market. The Borough Market. When we want to talk about food.
Right.
That has
you need to go to the Borough Market. You need to go to the Borough Market.
Yes.
The food there, I mean, there's just tons of options. I mean, everything you could imagine.
So true.
I think our one of the first times we were there, we got like these sandwiches from the back of the Borough Market with the like shaved Parmesan on top.
They were so
phenomenal. They also do like the chocolate covered strawberries in the market.
Yeah, they do those chocolate covered strawberries. The ones where you get a big thing of strawberries and they just like drizzle Nutella on them.
Yeah, you got they
had the big like paella or like jambalaya or something in that big pot. As well. I know, I'm trying to find my pictures of that.
Oh yeah, here we go at the London Bridge though. Look at us out there at the London Bridge.
Oh yes, look at us, cute
cool area. So that's like the right here. I'll show you like the Queen's Walk area. That's kind of around near like all of the industrial buildings. So what's the one called, the Shard or whatever they have? It's like Shard. Right in like that area, the Queen's Walk.
Here's a Big Ben. We were there on Earth Day, which fun fact is also our anniversary.
Oh yeah, here goes the like jambalaya thing that Sid was talking about. So they have like this huge seafood boil that they got going on in there. That they just serve it straight out of there for lunch.
April 26th.
You're welcome. I'm trying to see where else we were. But yeah, I think like, I mean, London is a sick city. It's
Yeah,
huge,
really
obviously.
so cool.
So many different parts. I think our second time we were there, we stayed kind of more so on the outskirts versus like the Wembley area. So that was a
Yep.
little bit of like a different experience.
Yes.
But
Because we stayed in Romford and East Croydon.
yeah, we've been to ends, man. We've been to the ends. So we know what the ends are like. That is for sure.
Yes, that is for sure.
Oh, what you showing?
The Shard, that area you were just talking about.
Oh, like the Queen's Walk area. You not got it. Maybe your brightness is too high.
I know. I just turned it up because I was like, oh, it's probably too low. And now it's too high. All right, how's that? There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
there it is. The industrial area
Yeah.
that Millie was talking about.
Oh, those are those
Yeah,
sandwiches.
see, this is what I was looking for. This is that sandwich.
Yeah, that
with
was
the
so
fresh
good.
shaved Parmesan on top.
Yeah, run me that.
That was so good.
They also have like pastries and stuff
Yep,
in there.
this was like one of the desserts we got.
Oh yeah,
That's
size
me.
of her head.
Yeah, it was huge. And then we went to, what's the museum? We did go
we went to
museum.
the National History Museum in London. So
went to go see all the stolen
obviously
artifacts.
Pillaged most of the world, rained terror on the people that they were colonizing and really terrorizing, if you think about it. And
Yes.
on all of their rounds around the world, they just stole things from every population and people that they came across. They just stole goods, diamonds, dead people, artifacts, just indiscriminately stealing from the rightful owners of the pieces of history that are inside of England's National History Museum. It's really just a mockery, honestly. Like, it's actually hysterical that the British would put those things on display and act as if they have some sort of ownership over the items they've pillaged from around the world.
It's insane.
Just disgusting behavior from them.
Truly.
And just the lack of awareness for such like a country that, I don't know, sometimes can be progressive. To then not have that awareness that you have a museum that really just highlights all of the genocides and murder and rape and pillaging that your country carried out throughout history. If anything, it's more of a stain on your country than something to be celebrating in a museum in that sense. But yeah, we walked through there.
Yeah, we walked through. But yeah, that was basically everything that you could take away from it.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then what else? I mean, we did a lot in London for sure. We kind of covered most of that, but we spent a lot of time in some other cities as well. But one other thing I wanted to ask you about with regards to London or even the other cities we went to, what was your thoughts on the like green spaces that were available?
That's a good question. I would say, I mean, compared to some of the other countries in Europe that we've been to, I would say England definitely lacked green spaces. I think they were a little bit sparse in London. There wasn't really an escape from like the concrete jungle, like easily accessible in the city. Obviously, we found some patches with the flowers and with the ping pong tables, which were very nice when you stumbled across them, but they weren't really accessible in the same way that you would potentially see in like Amsterdam, for example,
or like
where
Paris,
where people are like sitting out being leisure. They weren't really set up for that type of sort of thing. So I would say the green space was pretty limited in London, which is and I mean throughout England as well.
Definitely throughout.
Because nowhere we've been has really had a lot of green spaces.
And it's really about the accessibility, right? Because to your point, like we never really stumbled upon a park. We never really like turned a corner and we're like, oh, there's a park right there.
Right. That's true. And that happens in Paris
all the time. Even Amsterdam, we would go somewhere and be like, or Rotterdam or wherever, and just like the other countries we've been to, it's like we'll turn a corner or go somewhere new and then be like, oh, there's a whole big park right here. We had no idea.
And I will say, like, the vibe with like England, it's definitely more similar, which obviously more similar to that grind hustle in the United States, in the same sense of where it's like there's so much emphasis on, you know, creating capital and creating wealth for the oligarchs and all
Yeah.
of those sorts of things that, yeah, they also just haven't really spent a lot of time creating those like leisure spaces for their people.
Definitely not. Yeah.
But-
England, I hope you don't turn into another United States. I hope you
Which
don't.
is hysterical,
I
saying
really
that to a
hope not.
country that's like thousands of years older than the
I
United
know.
States.
How are you devolving into
I know,
what,
but it's
like the
low-key they are, though, because
what I'm
they're
saying.
starting to privatize their
Yep.
healthcare. They're starting to privatize a lot of their government's functions.
Yes.
And a lot of those things are what set them apart from our country.
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
you know,
yeah.
that's neither here nor
No,
there.
but
We don't need to get into England's politics.
no,
at the end
no.
of the day. That's-
But yeah, I just
that's
hope you
their
don't do
circus.
what's happening here
Yeah.
overall. You
Facts.
know, the people don't deserve that.
Or do they? I'm just saying, English history is pretty dark. I mean,
No, I mean,
there's
it's true.
no part of England's history that they should be proud of because there's so much killing and violence. And
Oh
murder.
yeah, no, I'm not
So,
saying they
yeah.
should be proud of their history.
Okay,
Definitely.
okay,
I'm
valid,
just saying I hope that what has happened
Right.
to this country doesn't
Yeah.
happen to their
You're hoping
country.
they don't devolve further.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
far
yeah.
as like their
I'm-
social programs. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
that
I
makes
don't
perfect sense.
think there's anything to be proud of with their history. I'll be perfectly clear about that.
Unless you just support the killing of innocent people, which is scary.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but anyway,
yeah,
let's get
I mean,
into
you know, I don't know.
let's get into Brighton down
Yes.
on the southern tip on the channel of England.
Yes.
Cool little like beach city.
Very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
super hilly, but
Yeah.
like yeah, I guess like the beach is more of a rocky sort of beach, so not really a sandy, like you'll go sit down and relax or anything like that.
Wouldn't
But you
touch the water.
probably could, but people probably do, but we wouldn't. And then
Show
yeah,
your
when we
pictures, show your
were oh my
pictures. You
bad,
got
my
some-
bad.
You got some pictures up. Let us see. Show and tell. There we go.
See if it'll load. Oh.
Oh, can't load.
Well, it's blurry, but this is us.
This is us.
At Brighton, you can
And then
see
we also
the
went out
pier
on
in
the
the
pier.
background.
Just sit out on the pier out there. I just have a question for the people of Brighton. Why is there a carnival on top of a pier over the ocean?
Yeah.
Why?
Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Why?
Why? I just can't wrap my head around it. It's old.
I know.
Man.
It's rickety. I don't know. Even
you know
just
what?
walking on the pier, we were nervous.
Yeah, the pier
Let
wasn't
alone
that. It
being on
wasn't-
a carnival ride at the end of the pier.
No, thank you.
But yeah, I got little donuts.
What happened to that donut, Sid?
Well, I was eating it. I was eating the donut, and then so there are a lot of seagulls in Brighton. So as
If you didn't know,
I mean, yeah, the
Brighton's-
football team literally has a seagull as their mascot.
yeah,
Um,
and it makes sense. There are probably twice as many seagulls as people. in
Yeah.
Brighton.
truly. Yeah, so basically we were walking around with the donuts. Millie already finished his, and I was holding my donut literally so close to my face, and a seagull comes from behind me. I couldn't even tell they were on their way towards me. I'm holding my donut. They're just coming from behind me, foot on my shoulder, slaps me in the back of the head with a wing, bites my finger as it's taking the donut, and pushes off and flies away. And I am just stunned, single tear, out of pure
man.
shock.
Oh, that
I
was
just
one of
couldn't
the
even,
funniest
I
shits
couldn't
I've ever seen in
even
my life.
comprehend what had just happened. I just remember feeling the bird use me as a propeller point to grab my donut and launch off of my shoulder. And I was left with a bitten finger and no donut.
If you are eating food in Brighton and you are outside, you better eat that food fast.
And there were people eating fish around me.
Fast.
People were eating fish
He
around
already
me.
had fish that morning.
But-
No, I'm capping. That was crazy.
No,
Yeah,
that
the
was
seagulls
crazy.
are aggressive.
They
in Brighton.
are.
They are aggressive. But that was also the first time we had fish and chips. We had fish and chips for the first time on in Brighton on the
Yes,
coast
we
on the
did. It
water.
was nice. It was
Yeah,
nice. We had some good food. I mean, the seafood, it was good.
fish and chips is
The
good.
fish and chips
Fish
was
and chips is
good.
a
I
good
think we
meal.
had some calamari where we went as well. But
Okay.
yeah, like right on the beach, we sat in like a little booth area. There was like
Yeah, yeah.
nobody there because it was some
Like
some like
club.
club slash
Yeah.
restaurant club at night. What's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I I don't know what the saying is, but anyway, by day a restaurant, by
Oh,
night a
yeah,
club.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
was
heard.
like, how do you
Yeah,
say
and
this
there's like a
again?
whole bunch of stuff along like the
Yes.
water line in Brighton. Like there's a whole lot of shops, restaurants, like beach clubs, activity. I mean,
Yes,
it just stretches
so
on for
much, and it
yeah,
goes on for
for
so
forever.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's tons of
and
options.
yeah,
Like,
there's a lot to do. It's
mhm.
definitely got a good bit of amenities around. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. They had like we didn't actually end up biking too much in Brighton, but they do have like line bikes and stuff, so you could bike up and down like the beachfront, which
yep,
we typically like doing when we're
yes,
in
we
like a beach
do. Yeah,
town.
but we
But
did not there, but that's
no,
okay. It
no,
was still
yeah,
really cool that they had that at the very
yeah,
least.
yeah. Facts. And I mean, a lot of like English cities are still pretty like car heavy. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I mean,
um,
they're definitely again like leaning more towards the
American side.
Americanized, like infrastructure,
Yeah, yeah,
um, with nicer trains,
yeah.
at
Way
least.
nicer trains. Way nicer trains.
um,
Um, but yeah,
yeah,
and then of course we went up north. Had to go up north
had to go up
to go
north.
and visit the home of Manchester United.
Yes,
We
we
went up
did.
to Manchester, England, of course. And yeah, we did like a day tour of Old Trafford, and it was a day,
Look at
man.
Millie behind the home, and the home
I
stands.
know, which have now been renovated, and then look like with Cass sitting in Cass's locker at Old Trafford.
Wow,
I think I was,
Casemiro.
yeah. I was also got one, of course, with Bruno, Captain Fantastic.
Haha, yes. Here's
um,
us. Yes.
this was us walking down the old tunnel, the original tunnel. It's been updated, renovated since we were there, but this was us walking out into Old Trafford. Man, look at the Theatre of Dreams.
Wow.
What a
Cool
day.
video, babe.
What a day.
That's
Man.
so cool.
Of course, you got the legend, the man, Sir Alex, little,
Oh,
yeah.
yes, little like pin
Um,
board. Yeah, that was a really cool tour. It was super informative.
yeah, the
Um,
Manchester United tour. If you haven't done a tour of Old Trafford, definitely do so. Like they are so in depth with all of their explanations. They really take you around, take you to all the best places in the stadium, give you the history. Like you can really feel that when you're there. Sid drinking her English tea right now. But yeah, I think our visit up to Old Trafford was unbelievable. Obviously, a big dream of mine, a big bucket list item of mine that got
yes.
ticked off. So obviously waiting and hopeful to be showing up there for a game day next time. But it was really sick to be able to do a tour and yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. I'm glad that we were able to pivot and do
Man.
that. I'm just offering a sip if you wanted a sip of my water. Because originally, when Millie had booked his trip, it was to go see Manchester United play at Old Trafford. But since they got so far in, what was it, the FA Cup? Since they got so far in the FA Cup, they were playing at Wembley. So then, thankfully, you were able to like somehow finagle your tickets or sell the other ones and then buy new ones. I don't know how you did it. I was just a passenger. And then yeah, so we
You
were
got
able
tickets.
to, yeah. I obviously don't know what happened. So then we were able to still go do the tour up at
Yeah.
Old Trafford,
Yeah.
and then like watch them play at Wembley. So it was really cool, especially on that first trip, just being able to go and do both of those things, like
Yeah.
lifelong dreams of Millie's. But will realize
Yeah.
your dream of watching them play at Old Trafford.
And then we saw, sorry to cut you off.
No,
This
go.
was just our Wembley experience when, it's
Your
so
brightness
bright.
might be too high.
Yeah. It was the winning pen when Victor Lindelof sent us to the final of the FA Cup.
Yes.
That was the game we were at. It was the semifinal, man. Just what a
Show
cool
your video.
experience.
See if we can see it.
But yeah, what an
It
experience.
really was. Yes.
So yeah, one day we'll get back for a game at the Theater of Dreams, especially
Yes.
now before the new stadium starts to happen and everything.
I
We'll
know.
100% get that done in the next couple of years before they complete that. So.
Yeah, we'll keep you all updated.
Yeah,
we'll keep you
I'm
updated.
sure you'll be seeing if we make it to Old Trafford on a game day.
Definitely.
I will be very
live
loud
streaming
about
the whole thing.
that.
Nah, just kidding.
Yeah. So that was that. So then, yeah, our
Yes, ma'am.
most recent trip to England, actually, we were leaving the Netherlands because we ran out of time in the Shannon zone. So we were heading over to England to cool off for a little bit. And we actually went over to Liverpool.
Yes, yeah, we were in Liverpool, and that was different than I expected it, I guess. I didn't really
Yeah.
have many expectations for Liverpool,
Yeah. True.
but I didn't know it was going to be like a bustling city.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I
It was
think
much
it
more
was
bustling than I
for sure
expected.
surprising. And also like mainly for us, like we always talk about, we always are trying to like travel on a budget. So, being able to find such a affordable place in like the
Yes.
heart of the city was pretty surprising.
Yeah, truly.
For
Yeah, we
us
stayed like
because-
right in the very central area.
Yeah, like right
right near
above
the
like the bombed out
bars.
church.
Yeah.
Like right down from the like all the main bars
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting like experience. I think it was a bit of a shock coming from the Netherlands.
Yes.
Like landing down, it was like, oh my God, where's
This
the
is
grass?
crazy. Yeah.
Where's my bike? Like I was like,
No, actually, we were
culture
like in a
shock.
daze. It was like culture shock because we went from biking everywhere for a long time to like having to walk everywhere
Yeah,
and not being
yeah.
able to bike at all and
Yeah.
being around cars and missing green spaces
And also just being in such like a bustling place, right? Like I feel like that main strip of Liverpool is so busy.
Yeah,
Like it's like where
so
all the bars
busy.
are and all the restaurants are. So it's like everybody is congregating there like during the day and then after work as
Yeah.
well. So it was like, yeah, just very lively, very busy, screaming, shouting 3 a.m. outside our window
Yeah.
type shit. Like
yeah,
it
so there was that.
yeah. But we really, really did appreciate the walkability because inevitably we just don't have that sort of walkability in most American cities, and especially not where we live. We have
Yeah.
to drive everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. It's
um,
like we went from being in Liverpool being like, yikes, because we had just come from the Netherlands, just come from all the green space, from all of the more, I guess, like historic leaning buildings, like that
Yeah.
sort of vibe, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and going to a more industrialized city where it's
definitely.
not as much green space, again, no biking, like it was a huge shock going from that like very quiet, almost like peaceful, to being in like
Yeah.
a very heavy city.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess with that in mind, how did you feel about, I guess, like some of the food that we had in Liverpool?
The food in Liverpool was fire. It did not disappoint at all, actually. Well, most importantly, coffee for you. What did you think of the coffee?
Yeah, the coffee at Coffee was amazing.
We literally went to the same coffee spot every single day that
Every
we were in
single day.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
We went to one coffee spot
Yep.
every day religiously.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it was coffee.
Called Coffee. COFFI. It was amazing.
Yes, such a good
I
spot.
definitely have. Did I take pictures of my coffee at Coffee? I don't know.
Anyway, but
yeah,
that
so
was
good.
that was a
Like,
really good spot.
I genuinely I'm a huge coffee drinker. Like I drink coffee every single day.
Yeah.
Every morning without fail. Or yeah. Anyway. So I appreciate a really, really good cup of coffee. And so every single day we went there, we would get a hot cappuccino and then an iced latte. Every single day we would go. And their coffee, like, it's some of the best I've had. I feel like sometimes it's
praise.
hard to go to a coffee shop. You know, you'll get a latte, you got to add some sugar, you get a cappuccino, you know, you got to add some sugar because the espresso is like bitter or it's just too strong or anything like that. But every time I got a coffee here, it was those same two ones, never added syrups to it, never added sugar to it, never added anything to it. Just, I would always do oat milk in both, and that was it. And it was so smooth, so yummy. I would get it right now. I'd get it right now.
Yeah.
Take me there.
Yeah, that was such a good spot. And also, like, the people who worked there were just like genuinely
So lovely.
really, really nice. Yeah, they were really cool.
So
like,
cool.
Nice people. And not just because they're like serving you, like they would go out of their way to like be like chat to you or whatever.
And they
chase me
remembered
down
us.
the one time when I left my phone in there.
Oh my god, right.
So yeah, so they were cool. They were goated for that.
A better phone story for you.
Yeah, it wasn't that serious. And then pho.
Yes. So another restaurant named after the food that it serves.
What was the name of the restaurant?
Pho.
And what type of food was it?
Well, it was Asian food.
Yeah.
But they had pho.
Yeah.
And that was basically what I got every single time.
Yeah, that place.
So good.
Phenomenal.
So good. Their
PHO.
calamaris. Oh my
Liverpool.
gosh.
I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Unbelievable every time.
Truly. Like,
get the little baby squid to start.
Yeah,
That's
and they
a great
did.
starter.
Oh yeah, the baby squid. Do that. I'll show you that too. But this was like one of the curry soups.
Ooh,
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to eat that.
Yeah, if there's one thing Liverpool is not lacking, it is food options.
Yeah,
they have food options.
Yes, because we didn't even mention the pastries at Coffee.
Oh yeah, their pastries
were so good.
Such good pastries.
They got them from like a local bakery, and yeah, they really smashed that.
Yeah,
they really did.
And then like kind of a weird thing about Liverpool, like one of the only green spaces other than like Everton Park, which was kind of it was like a pretty hefty. Oh, here's some more food. Hold on.
Yeah, so this was the baby squid. So you had like a lime, you would squeeze the lime into this salt mixture here, and it had peppers in it, and you would dip the baby squid into it. I think you're good, babe. I think I've got it angled. And then we also got the shrimp, like the prawn summer rolls were so good. Those were our go-tos every single time we went there. But sorry to interrupt you about the green spaces. You were saying that the only green space was like the...
Oh, right. Like other than like Everton Park, which was kind of a hefty walk, like along major roads.
Yeah.
Again, not ideal to have to like walk everywhere. But so that park was a little bit iffy, kind of far from us. But other than that, the only other space was at like the biggest cathedral in like the UK. So Liverpool just randomly has this giant cathedral that looks massively out of place.
So out of place.
Huge. It's the biggest building like in the vicinity.
Yeah, it's humongous. Like
no clue how that got there.
Yeah.
We can get into our conspiracies at a later date, but one of my conspiracies is that old buildings like that were not built by the people who lived there. That's my conspiracy.
No,
but anyway,
I mean,
it looks so out of place.
Yeah, it really
so
does.
Out of place.
So do like a lot of the buildings when we walked down into the central like Liverpool area. We were like, there's no way that the people who live here now built buildings like that.
No offense, man, but y'all were throwing your shit in the street. I don't think you guys were popping up cathedrals of that size.
No.
But anywho, that cathedral was crazy. And it also, at the foot of it, one of the only other green spaces in the Liverpool area is in the cemetery underneath this massive ancient cathedral. So, enjoy your green space in this cemetery.
I know, we would get our coffee, and then basically every single time we would go and take a little walk down to the cemetery and have a little sit in the park and eat a pastry and drink some coffee, and that was our green space. And you know,
had to do it.
It definitely grew on us because it was the only option.
I know,
and it was
really
close enough to walk.
Close-ish.
Close-ish.
But
like It was fine. The green space
This
again,
was like the
super
park, like
limited.
it was like a decent like park once you were actually in there. But
Yes.
again, you just had to walk past like the graves of dead Englishmen.
Yeah.
So
Which wasn't our
however you feel
favorite.
about
It
that.
was not our favorite.
But we did it. We
Yeah,
did it.
we
We were
did
out
it.
there. We were out
Yeah.
there.
It
And you
was
also had the horses trotting on the streets,
Oh
eh? That's
yes.
right. Chip chip cheerio
Chip,
there,
chip,
officer. Thank you for your service there, horseman. Yeah, so that was Liverpool.
Yeah.
I mean, just very heavy sidewalks. I mean, not a lot of like grass and stuff, but we really appreciated the walkability of the city
Yes.
because walkability is really key, regardless of what it looks like.
Yeah, no,
Being
it's
able to walk
true.
places escalates the experience so
It
much.
grew on us. I
Yeah,
think it really I think being back in the United States really showed oh dang, Liverpool was fine actually.
yeah, perspective is really like everything. It really
Yeah.
is everything because coming from the Netherlands, going from the Netherlands to Liverpool, we were like, oh my God, we got to hell. But then going
Yeah.
from Liverpool to the United States, we were like, oh my God, we got to hell. Like it was
Yeah.
like 20 times worse. And then like the hindsight, which again, thankfully, we really started cherishing our time in Liverpool
Yes.
because we kind of realized the impending doom that was coming. But as soon as we got back to the States and I got behind the wheel of my car, I was like, yeah, I hate it here. I'll take
Hmm.
walking around on the streets of Liverpool any day over driving my blasted car everywhere.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because that is such an underrated thing. As much as we
Yep.
hated maybe hate is a strong word, but as
Yeah.
much as we disliked the lack of green space and the lack of bikeability, we did have the ability to walk places. We
Yeah.
could have taken the train, but again, that was also kind of difficult
Yeah,
there,
which
genuinely.
I mean, I will say, like, I was a little bit annoyed this time when we went to England with the train prices because it was a lot more expensive to get around like the country. Maybe it was because our origin spot was Liverpool.
Right, and not like
Um,
London.
exactly,
Yeah.
but yeah, the prices leaving Liverpool were pretty hefty to
Yeah.
get to London or even to get to Manchester. And then, yeah, even like the ticket prices, I think, I looked at like the ticket prices for the United versus Liverpool game, which happened while we were there. And, we wanted to try and go to, but it was at Old Trafford. And then the cheapest tickets were like $1,000, like
Yeah,
$700. So
ridiculous.
a little bit out of range for that. So, yeah, those little factors price wise were a little bit surprising in Liverpool.
Disappointing,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because I was hoping we would get to do the same thing we did in London, which is like go around and check out the other places. But we were a little bit limited to the Liverpool, Everton like area,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
true Merseyside area.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were a little bit limited, so that was unfortunate.
Hmm.
But overall, I think we had a good experience in
Yeah.
Liverpool. We've really
Facts.
enjoyed our experiences being in England and
Definitely.
visiting the country itself. It's been such a good time for us every single time. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I think like we know England is a country we will be back to in the future. For obvious reasons, we're going to go see Man United play, whether in normal Premier League games, potentially at Wembley again. We don't know,
Yeah.
but we're always on the hunt for those sorts of experiences because we're an experienced type of duo. So
Yes, we
that's
are.
what we're looking for. So yeah, we'll definitely be out in England again. Hopefully to see Manchester United play.
Yeah.
But worst comes to worst, we'll be just swinging by for some food and
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely. Swinging by, just hanging out. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
we'll do.
London is a vibe. It's a good time. There's so many things to do. I think England as a whole, it's such a diverse place. There are lots of different cities that can give you a different taste of, a little bit of that English culture.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember that, English culture is not isolated around white English people.
Facts.
England, the country, historically went around and terrorized the rest of the world, stole pieces of history and artifacts and culture and recipes from spices from all of these other nations all over the world. And so all of that is a part of England. You can't separate yourself from your colonial past. So, I think for the English people, go ahead and accept that Jamaican culture in England is part of English culture as well, right? Because they have been subjected to English rule and English colonization. And now that they've come to your land to experience the benefits of your colonization of their land, you know, the least you can do is accept those cultures and integrate them into the growing English culture.
Yeah, so
because
true.
England wouldn't be what it is today or where it is today without the atrocities it committed historically against tons of marginalized people.
Yeah, so true. I
Yeah.
mean, with everything they've stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say, you know, it's important to remember that English culture is also, you know, experiencing Jamaican food in London and being, you
Of
know, like all
course,
of those
yes.
things are also a part of English culture. Like, you know, the English rap, like all of those things, it is also England. So, you know, I think, you know, a lot of times when people think of England, they just think of the, you know, the top hats and
Yeah.
the, you know, the
The
monocle
queen and
and
the-
yeah, the
yeah.
monarchy and all these like white people. But it's
Yep.
just like, no, like there is a lot more that is included in that now after what you've done to the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. And London is a very diverse city.
Yeah.
Very diverse.
Yeah, it is.
Beautifully
It
diverse.
is. Yeah, facts. Yeah, you definitely don't feel out of place when you're in London. Like you
Mm-mm.
definitely melt into the people, and that's really dope. That's how it should be.
Yeah,
Again, that's how
absolutely.
every place and city on earth should be.
Truly.
You know, it's honestly again just a sign of low intelligence. People who are discriminatory or racist, it's a sign of low intelligence.
Yeah.
So we know the most progressive and most educated places in the world are very welcoming and melting pots because it enhances the culture.
Yeah, it very much does. Yeah. And it's beautiful.
It
I
is.
mean,
It
yeah,
really is.
we love experiencing more diverse cities and like going to places that aren't just one thing, you know.
Yep.
We love, I mean, again, Liverpool, our favorite restaurant was an Asian food spot. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're getting a lot from other cultures. So it's something that should be celebrated.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Love that. But yeah, so those were our thoughts on England and our travels to the country. We've been there 3 times and been to 4 or 5 different cities throughout the country. We've seen United play at Wembley. We've been to Old Trafford. We truly love England and the experiences we had there. That's where our relationship started. So it's a very special place in our hearts.
Yes,
and we
it
know
is.
we'll be back in the near future. So England, we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. So if you made it this far,
Thanks for watching.
and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.